Okay, so it's week 5 pregnancy vlog part 2. I tried to film this video about 3 times. As you can see, it is now a whole different day. I had to do the preschool run and then I run out of camera battery, and then I was losing light because this is why I'm sat in front of this window here, just because I'm using natural light. And I feel like I really want these vlogs to be super authentic and real, and just, if I make this as a task for myself that I have to look a certain kind of way, like I've literally got food dropped down my top and I thought, no, I'm not going to change it because I'm at home and I can't be asked. I've washed my hair for you guys. No, I've washed my hair for myself because it really needed to be done. But what I'm trying to say is that in order for me to kind of maintain consistency with these vlogs, I really need to just keep it real. So yeah, I couldn't do it. Mum life, I couldn't finish that vlog the other day. So I'm going to try and remember where I got up to and finish pregnancy week and finish week 5 pregnancy vlogs, because I'm almost at week 6 now. So I'm going to shortly film another video. So where do I begin? Okay, cool. So we were talking about Thailand. So as a little update, I did a test. No, so as a little recap, sorry. I did a test literally just before I went to Thailand. It was negative. My cycles are quite long, as I think I explained. So because of that, I knew it would be a little bit early, but I was like to the universe, if I'm meant to know and act accordingly, please show me now. The universe did not want to show me. I think the universe wanted me to enjoy my Christmas, enjoy my New Year's, not be stressed, enjoy my holiday, not be worried, like more so worried maybe because of everything that's happened. And yeah, I just think it was meant to be that I didn't know for my holiday. And I didn't bring a test with me. And also, because anyone that knows and watching this, if you've had a journey to conception or you've had a loss, or that maybe you've just been desperate to have kids, you just know that you can become a bit obsessive with the testing and it can just become a thing. So in my head, when I did that test, I was like, I'm not bringing a test with me. If this is negative, I will just wait for my period to come. And if it's late, then I will test when I get back. And that's what I did. I was meant to come on my period when I was on holiday. And firstly, I get a lot of travel sickness in normal life. So I'm just a very nauseated person. Like maybe I'm sensitive in that capacity. Like I feel like if I was to feel nauseous, I wouldn't immediately be like, oh, I'm pregnant. Whereas I think a lot of women that would just be a huge sign for them. For me, not so much. It can be a sign, but it can also not be a sign. It could be so many other things. So I get very travel sick on long haul flights. It does depend on journeys, but in general, like I can get it in cars, planes, everything. So I had the worst travel sickness that I've had in a very long time. I would just felt sick and it just lingered, and I just basically either had to sleep or I would feel sick on any journey. And it's hard to sleep when you have a 3-year-old and you're doing like long haul. So I just felt really sick. So that was probably a major sign that okay, so let me break this down. If I'm honest for you, now when I look back on the holiday, I'm very clearly early stages of pregnancy. I've been pregnant twice before this. I really know what pregnancy feels like in my body. However, I think that I was just in denial. Not in denial in a negative capacity. I was in denial because I think I didn't want to get my hopes up. I think that I didn't want to be worried, and like I didn't want to think, oh my God, I'm pregnant, and then not be. I didn't want that letdown. And I know so many women watching this will relate, like we've all been there, where you've wanted to get a positive pregnancy test and maybe not. I will say I'm very fortunate with the whole falling pregnant thing. It's not been a hard journey for me, but I still, in a small capacity, have experienced that where you have that feeling of letdown maybe when you think you're pregnant. So I think that's why I was in denial. But now when I look back, I had some really obvious symptoms. Oh, and another thing, I got a cough in December. I'm someone that I don't really often get ill. Like when you have a youngster, you know that they're constantly picking stuff up from nursery, whatever. And it's more so Ken that always gets it off Elvis. And then sometimes I get it, but it'll be like a day or so and I'm over it. Like I have quite good nutrition, so I tend to not get things badly. So I picked up a cough that I got like from Ken and Elvis in December, and I was like, oh god, like the last thing I want to do is get a cough before holiday. I need to get rid of this. So I was like pumping up the vitamin C. I was just eating really good. I just assumed it would go. It was really weird because this cough that I got, I didn't feel ill at all. I'd obviously taken a test, like COVID test anyway, but I didn't feel ill at all. It was like a tickly cough. My throat was not sore. I didn't feel run down in one way. I didn't feel run down at all, but this cough would not go. Like I'd just be like, and it was really annoying me because I was like, Ken, this has been 2 weeks now. We're almost like, you know, coming up to our holiday. I must be really run down. Like I can't get rid of this cough. And he was like, oh, I've still got mine a bit. And I was like, yeah, but that's normal for you. That's not normal for me. Like why? Like I was kind of obsessing over why I've still got this cough. And obviously to travel, you do like a billion tests. So I wasn't worried with COVID at all. But I was just thinking like, why am I run down when I don't feel run down? Like I just knew there was something in my body going on. And I know it's not an actual symptom, but I've heard that some people do get like a cough and a cold in early stages of pregnancy just because your immune system kind of dips. Like it's a thing. Although it's also a thing in winter. So again, I wasn't looking too much into this. But let me tell you, doing a long haul flight, trying to hold your cough in, like I think I had abs after that flight because I was literally like I was trying to hold my cough in like for so long. And even on holiday, it took like a good week for it to go. So I had that cough for like a good 3 weeks. That is so unlike me. So now looking back, I'm like, oh, your body was run down. Other symptoms that I had, oh my goodness, I had anxiety. And just because I've got my little cup of tea, by the way. Just to keep me going, don't think I'm a weirdo. I just don't want to stain my teeth, and it is decaf, and that's why I'm drinking it with a straw. Honestly, this video is all over the place. I don't know where I'm going with this. I need to stop waffling. Right, back to symptoms. Anxiety. I am someone in life that I don't have an anxious bone in my body. Like I'm not an anxious person. I'm not a worrier. I actually used to really massively lack in empathy towards people that were anxious or worrying, because I'd be like, get over it. Like I just didn't have that empathy towards people that used to worry, because I was like, you're creating your own anxieties. I don't get it. And then when I was pregnant with Elvis, for the first time in my life, I experienced real anxiety. I wouldn't say I had it in a proper detrimental way. I know there's people out there that really suffer from it, so I don't want to take away from that. But I had real, like, panic. I had real anxiety. I would think thoughts, very anxious thoughts, but my head would go from 0 to 100, and I would live through that experience as if it had happened, and then feel an actual feeling, an actual reaction, an actual panic about an incident. For example, I would be pregnant and I'd go to cross the road and I'd be like, and like inside my head, within split second, I already thought, what if I cross this road, get hit by a bus and die? It was so wild, because it must be something to do with the chemical balance, the hormones. And I know this is a real condition that a lot of people struggle with on a daily basis. And it really helped me understand that and recognize it and have empathy towards that, because I experienced it on a very, very small scale in my pregnancy. But when I would have that fear of like, oh my God, I'm going to get hit by a bus and die, I could detach from it afterwards and be like, oh, that's crazy, don't think that, calm yourself down. But the feeling of adrenaline and panic, it would already course through my body, like just with a thought. So anyone that's experienced anxiety will know what I mean by that, but I've never had it in my life other than pregnancy. I had it throughout my pregnancy with Elvis, just on random things, more so with me hurting myself or like protecting the baby, and just like things happening, like a lot of them ending with thoughts of death. Like it was really wild. And I think that as soon as I had Elvis, it completely went. Like it was literally like I'd never had it. So when I was on holiday, I started getting a little bit snappy and moody with Ken for very minor things, like I've told you to strap Elvis in the buggy, but I was kind of in a panic state or very like agitated with him for very little things that were all to do with safety concerns, because in my head I was like very anxious, like it was a very real threat. Whatever it was, I can't really think of many excuses, but many situations, sorry, but it was definitely things like strapping him in the buggy or crossing the road or whatever. But in my head I had those really dangerous thoughts, and I had the feeling of that like kind of adrenaline and like anxiety feeling, which I never normally have. I should have known from then, like, Sean, this is not normal, like you're clearly pregnant. But I think because we're in the middle of still an ongoing year-on-year pandemic, I'm traveling, there's a new variant, and I'm not really scared of the virus in that capacity, but I just think I again was in denial, so palmed it off as this is a very anxiety inducing situation, experience. Maybe you're just, I thought I was being weird. I was like, whoa, I'm being so weird, like I'm due on my period, I'm just, my hormones are crazy, I'm so sorry Ken, I'm being so weird. And I definitely have had little bouts already so early. I don't think I had it this early with Elvis, of like anxiety. It's definitely related to my pregnancy. So yeah, so that was a big symptom. Also, I have really I had started having really like weird nightmares and dreams, and like extremely vivid. I got that in pregnancy. Sorry, my camera cut out because it got too hot on the windowsill. Honestly, I'm not having any luck with this. So symptoms, where was I? I had a lot of sickness. I thought it was travel sickness. I had a lot of anxiety, which I never normally get. I put it down to COVID and traveling, and I had some really weird vivid dreams. Again, that can happen. I had a weird sleeping pattern. I was actually very tired. I was actually really fatigued when I think about it, and I would have to have a nap during the day, and I put it down to jet lag, but actually I was on the completely right time. I just sometimes as well, when I needed a nap, we'd literally be chilling by the pool and I would just pass out asleep. Like if Ken was not about to be watching Elvis, I felt so bad because I'd like wake up in like a bit of a shock, like shit, I shouldn't have been sleeping, but I couldn't help it. So obviously now when you look back, that's quite, I just put it down to jet lag. I was just totally in denial. I've written down some of my symptoms. I'm gonna try and remember. Really sore boobs. Oh my goodness, my boobs were so sore that at one point I was like to Ken, I'm either pregnant or this period is the period from hell. Because this is the thing as well, when you're due on, a lot of symptoms are for early pregnancy are PMS. So it is hard to differentiate between the two, but my boobs were huge. They were getting bigger and bigger, and also where I lost a lot of weight after having Elvis, my boobs were smaller than pre-Elvis. They almost like he sucked the life out of them after breastfeeding, and my boobs were tiny. So when my boobs get big, I'm like, yeah, this is and then they started getting veiny. That's always a sign, like you know, like visible veins in them. So really all the signs were there. Ken had said from Christmas Eve, so pretty much like the second day we were out there. No, that would be after traveling. That would have been the first day we were out there. Ken was like, you're pregnant. And I was so moody and hormonal that I was like, are you saying I'm fat? Are you saying I'm fat? Do I look fat? I'm on holiday and I'm about to be in a bikini. Do I look fat? And he's like, no, you don't look fat. He was like, I just think you're pregnant. So he knew. I was in denial still. I must admit though, my belly was huge. I honestly, guys, you don't understand. I am very fast out the starting block when it comes to my pregnancies. I just instantly bloat. I think it's a combination of my digestion slowing down, which happens in pregnancy, as a lot of you will know. The hormones, because I'm someone that is super bloated when I'm on my period, so hormones really bloat me. And then also my belly is my area that I gain weight, so I don't know what happens, but literally the moment that I like pee on a stick, it will literally be like my belly's out. But I hadn't even done a test yet, and it was literally like my belly was just sticking out. It was just, I mean, I literally some days was like, I don't know why my belly's this big. Like, it was, yeah, I just was like, I think I was, again, I was in denial. So I was like, do you know what? I've been eating way too many mince pies, too many green curries, red curries, Penangs and massamans, like pad thais. I've just been eating the world. Although I was still staying super active in December, like really active, still running. And then on holiday, I actually didn't work out, which is very unlike me. Even on holiday, I would still work out. But I had no motivation to work out. But I did tons of walking and swimming. So yeah, I was like, oh, I couldn't have gained this much weight. But then I was thinking, maybe I have. That's fine if I have. I will just get back and get a little bit more on it again. Another strange thing is that Elvis was abnormally clingy to me. He just wanted mummy all the time. He kept like wanting to touch my belly, wanting to kiss my belly. He was just all over me all the time. And it was almost like he could sense there was a shift in me, or maybe that like there's another child on the way. I don't know, but he was just, I mean, all over me. And it didn't help that I was so hormonal. I mean, in life, I'm not a moody person. Like I wouldn't describe me as moody. And I just felt like on holiday, I was quite moody, like, but then because I was on holiday, I was just like trying to ignore myself. I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, be positive, be happy. But like Ken and Elvis being like all up in my space, I was just like, oh, like my body's very sensitive. Like I was like getting irritated. That's the word. I was getting irritated very easily, and I was just like, oh, like back up, give me some space. So that was again quite unlike me. Let me see what else I've noted down for symptoms. Oh my goodness, I had an allergic reaction to taro. I don't know if it was to taro, but for those of you that don't know, taro or ubi, whatever you want to call it, it's like a purple yam. It's like a purple sweet potato, right? It's an Asian thing. It's that purple flavor that you see in a lot of like Asian drinks and desserts. I've always had it. Never had an issue with it. I had a taro ice lolly in Thailand. I don't know if they've got some sort of additives or something that didn't agree with me, or that I'm just strangely now getting a reaction because I'm pregnant. But I basically started eating the taro ice lolly and I felt spiky in my throat. I felt like it felt like I was getting like lumps in my throat. I felt so itchy and like uncomfortable. I had to stop eating it. And I was like, Ken, I'm allergic to this. And he was like, what? Because it's weird when you don't think you have allergies and then you get allergic reaction. And I started getting like all rashes, like little heat rash, like all on my arm. I had to take antihistamine. And I don't even know if you're allowed to take antihistamine in pregnancy, but I took one. This is the annoying thing, like when I keep thinking back to holidays where you keep being like, oh no, was I allowed to do this? Or I had a drink, but you know, you can't think like that. Obviously I know now and I'll act accordingly. And then the day I got back, I had to drop off a PCR test. For like when we get back, you have to do a PCR. And when I dropped it off at a drop box near Lakeside Shopping Centre. And I was like, I need to go in and get a test. So I said to Ken, I'm just going to pop to Boots. I've run out of load of my toiletries from holiday. And I went into Boots and I started to feel sick. And I was like, I literally was like, the urge to be sick now. I was like, I'm literally going to vomit. And then I started being like, I shouldn't still be travel sick. Like, I'm definitely pregnant. I started to convince myself, I was like, I'm definitely pregnant. So I had to get like an icy smoothie from Boost. I love Boost. And I was literally like, I need something icy and cold and like, I need something or I'm going to be sick. My stomach felt very empty. So I had that smoothie, then instantly needed to go to the toilet. I was desperate. And I was like, oh, I don't want to waste this wee, because I know, I don't want to waste my wee. I'm so crazy. But I know that it's better to test earlier in the day when you do a pregnancy test. And because I needed to go to the toilet, and I think I just had it in my head now, I was so in denial before, then I was so convinced that day that I was pregnant. I was like, I need to test right now. And also I was thinking that I kind of wanted to know and then present Ken with the knowledge. So I basically done a test in Lakeside Toilets. I'll insert the image, and it was positive. And I was literally like, it was so weird because I knew it, but I was also shocked at the same time. And I just felt so grateful, and I felt so emotional. I felt like I could cry. Actually, I was emotional that whole month, which again, honestly, now I'm like, when you're watching this, you're going to be like, it was so obvious you were pregnant. But as I said, I think because the test wasn't showing, I wasn't like convinced. I remember like Elvis was watching the Lorax, and I was like crying at the end of the movie. I was like, oh, the trees, guys, we need to respect nature. So yeah, Ken was like, yeah, no wonder why he was like, yeah, you're definitely pregnant. Weirdo. I basically have had extremely strong symptoms, which is a really positive sign, especially if you've experienced loss. And I'm going to wrap up this video because I am just waffling now, and I'm probably going to show you my belly next week because I'm already nearer 6 weeks now, so I'd rather just like show it, and we'll start doing belly shots from 6 weeks. Thank you so much for watching. For all the mamas that are on this journey and pregnant with me, congratulations. Stay positive. Eat as much as you can, drink as much as you can, drink as much water as you can, I mean. Gosh, I'm missing a drink already. And just, yeah, I feel so grateful, and it will be amazing if you guys can drop any comments or questions below. I just feel like us mums got to stick together, and the start of pregnancy is hard, and it's nice to know that there's a community out there that I can talk to, so please feel free to talk to me. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not doing so already, and share and support. I'll see you for week 6 pregnancy update. Mwah.